Russell wins Austrian GP after late Norris Verstappen collision. George Russell won the Austrian Grand Prix after a collision between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris while they were fighting for the lead. Verstappen was given a 10-second penalty for causing a collision with Norris after he moved over on the McLaren driver while Norris was trying to pass. The Briton was forced into retirement. It was a controversial climax to a battle over several laps as each complained about the other's driving. Russell's win was Mercedes' first since the 2022 Brazilian Grand Prix. He was under pressure from McLaren's Oscar Piastri in the final laps but was able to maintain his winning advantage. Ferrari's Carlos Sainz took the final podium position ahead of Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton, who finished fourth despite a 5-second penalty for crossing the white line on pit entry for his first stop. Verstappen crossed the line in fifth place, and held it despite his penalty because Nico Hülkenberg's Haas was 23.7 seconds behind. What happened between Norris and Verstappen? Verstappen had appeared to be cruising to victory with a 7-second lead over Norris before his final pit stop, even though the McLaren had been closing in on the Red Bull and the world champion complaining his tires were losing grip in the final laps of that stint. But a slow stop for Verstappen as both pitted together for their final stops, and the choice by Red Bull to fit a set of medium tires which had 3 laps of use on them while Norris had a new set up a grandstand finish. Verstappen and Norris rejoined the track with the McLaren just 1.7 seconds behind and the Briton was on his tail within 2 laps. They fought hard for several laps. Norris complained that Verstappen made an illegal move under braking when he attacked at turn 3 on lap 55, with 15 to go. Norris then passed the Red Bull into turn 3 on lap 59, only to run off the track on the exit, which earned him a 5-second penalty for abusing track limits because he had already been given a black and white flag for the same offense. After another close run through turns 3 and 4, Norris then came on the radio to say Verstappen was repeatedly moving under braking and responding to his attacks in ways that are not allowed. The critical moment came on lap 62. Norris attacked on the outside and Verstappen moved back towards him as they approached the corner. The two cars touched, and both suffered punctures, Verstappen on the left rear and Norris on the right rear, and that was the end of their chances of victory. Verstappen managed to get around to the pits without too much damage as his tire stayed intact, but Norris's tire flailed on the rim and tore his rear bodywork apart and McLaren were forced to retire the car. Verstappen scoffed at the 10-second penalty he was given for the incident, but former F1 driver Jack Aitken, commentating for BBC Radio 5 Live, said, "It's very clear to me that Verstappen overstepped the mark. He was pushing the limits and it's very clear from the rules by the book he was reacting too late. It's a very difficult track to stay clean on, but you still have to leave room for your competitors, leave them space if they come up the inside, and he wasn't doing that today. He was lucky not to get a penalty before and the penalty for the incident with Norris was deserved." Finishing fifth means Verstappen still extends his championship lead, which is now 81 points over Norris heading into next weekend's British Grand Prix.